Nine by Pond, 9 songs, 39 minutes long, and we might have to do an award for best song or best album named Nine with 9 songs after reviewing Salt this year. Um, Salt's Project 9.
So it's Project 9, exactly.
That was also 9 songs long, and similarly timed around 35 minutes. That being said, I don't want to make that other. I just have to make that comparison because we reviewed it like not even 2 months ago, right?
Right.
But and I guess they'd be indie kind of like offbeat tracks. They're in the third slot of Audioface for a reason, for sure. But again, after all of that joking aside, I'm not making comparisons between them. I'm not trying to say, oh, this one's better, this one's better,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're indie tracks projects. They're both very different in what they're trying to accomplish. And so, that being said, this accomplishes. It's a great album.
Yeah, this is a fantastic indie record. I really enjoyed it. Top to bottom, like it there's a lot of different sounds that Pond did throughout the record. You have your like tried and true indie sounds, but they also mixed it up a little bit as well. Threw in a lot of alt sounds, threw in a bunch of um, different styles of indie within there as well. Because we always say indie, right? Indie can mean a lot of different things. It's a pretty
Yes,
broad genre. Naturally, when a lot of people now you think of indie, you think of your like bedroom pop, your Phoebe Bridgers, your B2Bs and stuff
something
like
more
that. But
acoustic usually.
yeah, exactly. But within indie, you get, your service and pickups. You get your like that fringe between alt rock, but it's not quite musy alt rock. But then you get these people that experiment a little bit more, and that's really where the indie genre to me can shine and flourish. Um, and this is that record really has that profound throughout it. So starting off, first track is Son for Agnes. Good opening track. These tracks are a little bit longer. They're 4 minutes around that mark to 5.5 minutes. So which I like because for me, for indie tracks, sometimes I like them to be a little bit longer, just so that way they can develop and keep building upon sounds, other stuff that you want. And it doesn't seem boring throughout each track either. It doesn't really get long at all. Granted, they only did it for 9 songs, so it's a 40-minute album, but that's fine.
Yeah. Sorry, we just tossed to me as you're clearing your throat and I'm cleaning my
Yeah,
glasses. That's
right.
awkward.
Of course.
But yeah, I really like the way it begins. I did a fun. I guess some super inside baseball. I very much look forward to Fridays because we get to review new music. It's one of the things just like keeps me going throughout a week, no matter how good or how bad it is. And when I'm picking an album to listen to, often at least one of the albums I listen to for the first time in some type of vehicle, with some type of speaker system in it, and it's it was really hard this week because I was like, okay, I'll sometimes listen to trap and B records
Right.
in the car, but usually it'll have to be at night just to like kind of have the mood right. Um I went to Meek Mills and I was like, okay, this is the car banger for the week. And
Yes, 100%.
but I started and listened to Song for Agnes in the beginning, and I was like, no, this is the car banger for the week. And I really couldn't decide. Ultimately, This Is America, both of them were the car bangers for the week. But
My president's black, my Lambo is blue.
my president thinks he's black and his Lambo. You ain't black, Joe Biden 2020. So hashtag no politics. We did a power report for that to get off our ass. Anyways, but Songs for Agnes begins with such a punchy way, in a tone that's just really sucks you into the album and you really enjoy it. And it continues not just with like a okay, we're gonna hit you with like a nice, like bassy, synthy punch that has like good vocal singing back into it. This is really a musician's record. Like a musician's record. Actually, like fellow musicians will really appreciate the range and the variety that is in this album. Even as you get to the latter songs in it, which will allow Sean to do right now.
Yeah. This album is probably my favorite indie record we've had since Razzmatazz. I don't know how, but they found me. Record that came out last year. It reminds me a bit of that, but a little bit more of your alt rock beat sound. It's the song that really sucked me into the record is America's Cup, the third track.
Hmm.
Thought that was fan. Really liked the production of it, the lyrics, everything. It just, it yeah, just a really good track. listening to it a lot. Like when I heard that, I was like, okay, yep, we're in this now. But the nice thing is every single song is just it's a good track after good track. Nothing is misplaced, nothing is filler at all. Everything needs to be where it is. And even with some of the lengths of the tracks, the longer one, like Pink Lunettes, is a pretty good track because it builds and there's a lot of different sounds within it as well. A lot of experimentation that you hear throughout, especially towards the end with a lot of electronic dubbing and stuff. Different sounds you get towards it. It's like you get some like Radiohead-ish sounds and stuff towards the end of that track as well, and it's very, very good record.
Yeah, speaking of, like, Radiohead-ish sounds, when you get to the end with the dual track Gold Cup Plastic Soul,
Mhm.
it's another thing where, like, okay, it's building, it's kind of coming this, like becoming this larger essence and soundscape. There's, like, a sort of, like, wall of sound going around you as you're doing this record, and, it's just really I mean,
Yeah.
the particular song being Gold Cup Plastic Soul, there's a particular, like, wall of sound that feels like it's going around you and then enveloping you as you're going
Yes.
through it, and, it's just really well produced. It's the kind of thing that, like, okay, this is indie, this cannot possibly be pop, this can't even fit in the mold of alternative. It's a little bit too, like, out there for the blue for even alternative. It's
You know,
indie,
e
pure, clean, and wholesome.
exactly. It reminds me a bit of Tame Impala, with the way, like, the first half Gold Cup sounds like the guitar work and everything can sound about like a Lonerism from Tame Impala, but then the second half of it, that, of the track, that's when you start to get that enveloping sound that just wraps around your head and it keeps going around almost like a cloud above you, and it's very, very good. I love it when artists can make that effect and do it well as well. It's good.
Yeah, all in all, like, Toast ends it really nicely. It's,
Yep,
a
lands
nice,
that
like
plane.
yeah, nice, duration of the album doesn't feel like it's last overstaying its welcome at all. None of the
No.
albums did this week. That was great. You don't get that. You don't get 3 in a row like that very often. And yeah, I think it's great. It's one of these albums that's great because it just kind of stands for what it is. I'm not expecting Pond to create more of this. I would actually more expect them to create something in their next like fully LP type project that sounds largely different from this. Well, some similarities, but largely different. It's the great thing about indie is that like these projects are just they exist for what they are. You appreciate them for what they are, almost like short art films, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. I can get on board with that. Fantastic record. Really enjoyed it. Good
Yeah.
overall. Arbitrary scale this week because we do arbitrary scales to every single album review because normal scales don't matter. Our review is our review. It is what it is. Let it be. Arbitrary scale is out of business networks because this is America. God damn it. To me, this is the TV Guide channel.
Go on.
Back in the day, you'd have to click on that TV Guide channel and just like slowly scroll and tell you what was here and be like, "This is what's on this network. Oh, look at this show that's coming to this network.
Boomer
This and
millen
that." And
yeah.
now,
Yeah, boomer millennial Sean out here is spitting knowledge about how, before you had a guide button on your cable
you
or
got to go
satellite
to
or
the Guide channel.
okay, before streaming services, there was this thing called cable or satellite TV. No, no, no. But yeah, like there was even a time before guide buttons, and so like to find out what was going on, you either hope that you didn't throw out the TV guide that was mailed to you along with the other like
Yep.
Safeway coupons and things like that, or you went to the TV guide channel, which would yeah, just slowly it would show you advertisements and like
Yep.
things that are on from networks that eventually got parent company of the TV guide, and then it would slowly show what would be on those channels in your area, and it better be basic cable or your big cable provider because if you were satellite, all the channels made no sense and you were screwed.
Yeah, satellite TV channels are freaking wild. They still are to this day. But yeah, my favorite thing is you get that little newspaper and that little thing of where it had every channel, and you'd have to underline or highlight the ones that you liked because you have to go back and be like, okay, they did that. The worst thing ever is when every 6 months they change the channels just to fuck with us, and then you have to look at it and be like, God damn it, I thought it was 560, 562. Nope, not anymore. Now it's like 681 for whatever channel, and God damn it, now I got to write this one down.
Real
Yep.
ones remember when all the cartoons were like the 30s, what or whatever, and
Yep.
then they moved
Yeah.
to like the 60s or the 70s.
Yep,
It's
and
like
so happened. Why'd you move him?
ruined my week one time when I was like 8, simpler times.